Why are you here? We told you never to come back. I am your mother, Abike said, her voice trembling. I just wanted to see you and ask for a little help. I am very sick. I am dying. I have no one and I have no place to go. You should have thought about that before you wasted your life. Lano sneered. We don't owe you anything. Go and sort after your own life. If you come back here the next time, we will pour hot water on your head.
Many years ago, in a small village called Ibadan, lived a beautiful young woman named Abike. She was known throughout the village for her kindness and wisdom, as well as her beauty, which was said to be like the first light of dawn. Abike's parents had raised her with strong values, teaching her the importance of hard work, integrity, and compassion. As Abike grew older, many suitors came to her father, seeking her hand in marriage. Among them was a charming young man named Kunle. With his smooth words and captivating smile, Kunle quickly won the favor of Abike's parents. Despite his apparent charm, there were whispers in the village about Kunle's irresponsible nature and his tendency to avoid hard work as a man who ought to provide for his family. Abike, however, believed in giving people a chance and was drawn to Kunle's charisma and promises of a bright future. Kunle may have his flaws, Abike thought, but with love and support, I believe he can change. And so, with her heart full of hope, Abike married Kunle. The wedding was a grand affair with singing, dancing, and the joyful clamor of the village celebrating their union. Abike felt as though she was stepping into a bright future, filled with love and happiness. For a while, Abike's marriage seemed to be everything she had dreamed of. However, as time passed, Kunle's true nature began to surface. He preferred to spend his days in leisure, lounging under the shade of the great baobab tree, rather than working in the fields or hunting to provide for his family. Abike's hopes that Kunle would change started to fade as she found herself shouldering more and more of the household responsibilities. Despite the challenges, Abike's spirits were lifted with the birth of her two twin sons, Lare and Lano. This brought joy and laughter into her life, and she vowed to provide them with the best she could, even if it meant working harder herself. As the years went by, Kunle's irresponsibility became more pronounced. He squandered what little money they had on frivolous pursuits, leaving Abike to manage the household alone. Abike took on various serious tasks such as working in the fields, working in a construction site, weaving baskets and selling goods at the market. Her hands grew weak and her back ached, but she never wavered in her determination to give her sons a better hope. Abike knew that education was the key to breaking the cycle of poverty and ensuring a brighter future for Lanre and Lano. Despite the difficulties she faced, she managed to save enough money to send her sons to school. Each morning, she would wake up before dawn to prepare food for the day, then walk her sons to the schoolhouse, which was several miles away. I must give my sons the best, so they can have a better life. The education I don't have access to, I must give my children. I don't mind what it will take me. I will work day and night for this. If they are in a better place, I know this suffering will be over, she would say to herself. Study hard, my sons, she would tell them. Education is the key to a better life. Lanre and Lano took their mother's words to heart. They were diligent students, always eager to learn and make their mother proud. Abike's tireless efforts did not go unnoticed by the villagers, who often marveled at her strength and determination. They would say among themselves, Abike is like a river that never runs dry. They would say, no matter how much she gives, she always has more to give. However, Kunle continued to be a source of disappointment. He would often disappear for days, returning only when he had run out of money or had no one else to turn to. Abike's love for him had long since turned to resignation, but she remained steadfast in her commitment to her children. Abike's days were filled with endless toil. Despite the grueling labor, she remained determined to support her sons, even as her health declined. One hot afternoon, Abike made her way to a nearby construction site, where she had secured a job fetching water for the workers. It was a physically demanding task, but the pay, though small, was vital for her son's survival. The construction site burst with activities. Workers moved about, carrying bricks and mixing cement, while supervisors backed orders. Abike, balancing a large, heavy water pot on her head, made her way back and forth between the well and the construction site. Her muscles aching with every step. Her frail body was pushed to its limit, but she endured, knowing she had no other choice, and she is doing it to give her sons the best. On this particular day, a group of men were gathered near the supply shed, engrossed in conversation. Among them was the site supervisor, a stern man named Bayo, who was known for his harsh treatment of the laborers. As Abike approached the site, she noticed the men glancing at her and whispering. She felt a pang of anxiety but continued her work, hoping to avoid any confrontation. Suddenly, a loud shout broke at the construction site. Bayo's voice boomed across the yard. "Stop her! Thief!" he yelled, pointing directly at Abike. Confusion and fear washed over Abike as the men rushed toward her. She barely had time to react before they grabbed her roughly, pulling her to the ground. Her water pot shattered, spilling its contents onto the dusty earth. "I didn't steal anything," Abike cried out, struggling to free herself from the grip. Her voice trembled with desperation and disbelief. Bayo strode over, his face twisted with anger. He grabbed Abike by the arm and dragged her towards the supply shed. "Search her," he ordered. The men roughly searched Abike, turning out her pockets and inspecting her clothes. They found nothing. But Bayo was not satisfied. He grabbed a small shining object from the ground, a piece of metal that had fallen from the supply shed, and held it up accusingly. "This was found near where she was walking," Bayo declared. "She must have been trying to steal." Abike's eyes widened in horror. "I didn't steal anything. I don't even know what that is," she pleaded, tears streaming down her face. Her heart pounded in her chest as she realized the severity of the situation. Bayo ignored her pleas and signaled to the men. "Teach her a lesson," he said coldly. The men began to beat Abike, their fists and feet striking her with brutal force. She cried out in pain, her frail body unable to withstand the assault. The workers at the site watched in shock, but no one dared to intervene. "Please stop," Abike begged, her voice growing weaker with each blow. "I'm innocent." After what felt like an eternity, the beating finally stopped. Abike lay on the ground, bruised and bleeding, struggling to breathe. Bayo looked down at her with disdain. Word of the incident spread quickly through the village. When Abike didn't return home that evening, her sons grew concerned and set out to find her. Discovered her lying by the roadside, barely conscious and in excruciating pain. With shock and confusion, Larry ran hurriedly to meet his father in a palm wine gathering he has been since daybreak. "Daddy, Daddy, come! Mommy is dying. She's lying by the roadside helplessly. Please come and carry her," Larry exclaimed. "Oh yeah, get out of here now before I open my eyes, or else, if I stand up here, you won't like yourself. Can't you see I'm enjoying myself with my friends? Before I count three, get out!" Kunle yelled at Larry. His gathering of friends laughed. They continued drinking. Larry quickly reached out to some villagers who with great care carried Abike back to the village and tended to her wounds. The village healer, a kind woman named Mama Kemi, worked tirelessly to nurse Abike's back to health. The sight of Abike's battered body. As Abike lay recovering, Abike couldn't shake the trauma of the unjust accusation and the brutal beating. The physical pain was immense, but the emotional scars ran even deeper. She felt humiliated and helpless, her spirit crushed by the injustice she has suffered. But she made up her mind to be strong for her sons. "Oh, my sons, they have no one else but me. I will not be discouraged. I will continue to work hard so I can give them the best. Mama, don't worry. We will take care of you when we grow. We will buy you fine big house. and fine car. Mama, don't cry, Larry and Lano would say to her. Years passed, and Larry and Lano grew into a fine young man. They excelled in their studies and eventually earned scholarships to a prestigious university in the city. Abike's heart swelled with pride as she watched her sons achieve what she had always dreamed for them. Go forth and make your mark on the world, she told them. But never forget where you come from. Always remember the sacrifices that brought you here. Larry and Lano promised their mother that they would make her proud and take care of her once they were established. With tears in her eyes, Abike watched as her sons left for the city, hopeful that they would achieve great things. In the city, Larry and Lano thrived. They completed their studies with honors and quickly secured a high-paying job. Their hard work and determination paid off, and they soon amassed considerable wealth. However, as their fortunes grew, so did their distance from their mother. At first, Abike received letters and occasional visits from her sons, who would send money to help with her living expenses. But as time went on, the letters became less frequent and the visits stopped altogether. Abike's heart ached with longing for her sons, but she continued to work tirelessly to support herself, hoping that one day they will remember their promises. Abike's health began to decline as she grew older. The years of hard work had taken a toll on her body, and she found it increasingly difficult to perform the tasks that has once been her routine. Desperate, she decided to visit her sons in the city, hoping to remind them of their promises and seek their support. The journey to the city was long and stressful, but Abike's determination carried her through. When she finally arrived, she was overwhelmed by the sights and sounds of the bustling metropolis. She managed to find Larry and Lano's address, a grand apartment in a wealthy neighborhood. With trembling hands, Abike knocked on the door. When it opened, she was greeted not by her sons but by a housekeeper who looked at her with disdain. "I am Abike, the mother of Larry and Lano," she said. "I have come to see my sons." The housekeeper hesitated for a moment before ushering her inside. Abike's heart raced as she was led to a luxurious living room where her sons sat, engrossed in a conversation. They looked up in surprise when they saw her, but their expressions quickly turned into irritation. "Mother, what are you doing here?" Larry asked, a note of annoyance in his voice. "I came to see you, my sons," Abike replied, her voice trembling. "I am struggling. I need your help." Lano sighed and exchanged a glance with his brother. "Mother, we have our own lives now. We can't be expected to take care of you all the time. You need to learn to stand on your own." Abike's heart shattered at their words. She had sacrificed everything for her sons, only to be met with cold indifference. Tears streamed down her face as she realized that the bond she had cherished was no longer reciprocated. "Mama, please, you can't stay here. You have to go now. Go outside. We have some people coming in, and we can't introduce you to them as our mother. Go back to where you are coming from. How can you even come here uninvited?" Larry and Lano told their mother in annoyance. Dejected and heartbroken, Abike returned to her village. The villagers who had once marveled at her strength now whispered among themselves about the cruel fate that had befallen her. Abike retreated to her modest home, where she continued to ache out of living despite her failing health. Abike's life was hard, but she never gave up. After her son sent her away and stopped supporting her, she had to find ways to survive on her own. One of the jobs she took was carrying loads for people at the market. It was a tough job, but Abike needed the money to buy food and take care of herself. Every morning, Abike would walk to the busy markets where sellers and buyers filled the air with their shouts and laughter. She would stand at the entrance, waiting for customers who needed help, carrying their heavy bags and baskets. Most of the time, her customers were people who had bought many items and could not carry everything by themselves. "Can you help me carry these bags?" a woman asked one morning, pointing to a large pile of groceries. "Yes, of course," Abike replied with a smile. She lifted the heavy bags one by one and balanced them carefully. Her back ached and her arms felt like they were on fire, but she kept going. The market was crowded and she had to weave through the trunks of people to follow the woman to her car. Despite her hard work, many people at the market looked down on Abike. They saw her as just an old woman doing menial labor, not realizing the strength and resilience it took to do her job every day. "Look at her," one man sneered. "She should be resting at home, not working in the market." Another woman added, "She probably didn't take care of her family and now she has to work here to survive." These words hurt Abike, but she did not let them show. She knew her truth and she carried her head high, even as she bent under the weight of the loads she carried. One particular busy day, Abike was hired by a wealthy merchant to carry several heavy sacks of rice and beans. The load was incredibly heavy, but Abike managed to lift it and start a slow walk to the merchant's car. As she struggled under the weight, she could feel the eyes of the market goers on her. "Why doesn't he hire a younger person to do that?" someone muttered. "She's going to hurt herself," another one added. "If she had uses her youthful age well, she won't be here doing this kind of job, yeye woman," another added. But no one offered to help. Abike continued, step by painful step, until she finally reached the car. She set the sacks down with a sign of relief, her body trembling from the effort. The merchant handed her a small coin. "Thank you," he said courteously, not even looking at her. "Thank you, sir," Abike replied quickly, pocketing the coin. It was little, but it would help buy some food for the next days. As she walked back to the market entrance, Abike's heart felt heavy. She remembered the days when she had hoped for a better life, for herself and for her sons. She had dreamed of a time when she wouldn't have to work so hard, a time when her sons would take care of her as she had taken care of them. But those dreams seemed far away now. Her reality was carrying heavy loads at old age for people who did not see her worth. Despite this, Abike found strength in her memories and the love she still had for her sons. She remembered their laughter when they were young and the pride she felt when they succeeded in their studies. Every day at the market was a test of her strength and will. She knew that people looked down on her, but she always knew that she had no choice but to keep working. She would continue to carry loads, no matter how heavy, because she was determined to survive.
Abike continued to toil and labor to eat, while her billionaire sons rejected her and vowed never to have anything to do with her. When Abike was toiling for her sons to have a good life that she did not have the opportunity to have, her husband, Femi, followed a strange woman, and since then she has not heard from him. He never looked back to check Abike or her sons. Abike continued to help those who want to carry their load in the market. The murmur and side talk never stopped. They would make side comments about how she used her youthful age uselessly and now working hard when she's supposed to sit back and her children should take care of her. "Old woman, you should know your place and not take jobs meant for the young," some would say. What a pitiful sight, an old woman struggling with loads. Ha 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 ha. Some will laugh. She must have been lazy in her youth and now she pays the price. Another would add. Life became unbearable and lonely for Abike. She became weak and frail as she had suffered carrying every load every day. There are days Abike would sleep without food because she could not afford it. Abike's health deteriorated massively that she couldn't carry load for people in the markets anymore. She decided to take another job. Abike worked in a farm, helping farmers to gather all their produce. She's determined to survive. One evening, after another long day of hard labor, Abike returned home to find Mama Kemi waiting for her. "Abike, I have come to talk to you." said Mama Kemi, the village healer, who attended to Abike's wounds many years ago. You have always been a very hardworking woman. You dedicated your life to take care of your children and gave them the best, even without your husband's support. What's going on with you? You should be resting and let your children take care of you. How long are you going to toil and labor hard? Abike sighed and bursted into cry. Mama Kemi, I appreciate your support and concern. My children, Lanre and Lano, they rejected me. They said they can't associate with me. They sent me away. I am very unfortunate in life. I did not enjoy my husband. I worked for my children all my life, and now I'm also not enjoying my children. Abike continued to cry. Abike, it's so sad you are going through this. Don't give up on your children. You deserve to be taken care of. You worked for it, and you will reap the fruit of your labor. I will need you to go back to the city to see your sons. I believe if they see you in this condition, they would come back to their senses. Don't give up, Abike. Go back and see your children. They said I should not come. They will throw me out again. Abike continued to cry. Eventually, Abike agreed to go and see her sons again in the city. She packed a few of her tattered clothes in her tattered bag and left the village to the city to see her children. When Abike reached the city, she stood in front of her son's grand mansion, her heart pounding. She knocked on the door and a servant answered. Please, I need to see Lanre and Lano, Abike pleaded. The servant looked at her with disdain and went inside to call them. When Lanre and Lano saw their mother, they were filled with anger and shame. Their girlfriends came visiting that particular day and they were ashamed to show off their mother. Why are you here? Larry snapped. We told you never to come back. I am your mother, Abike said, her voice trembling. I just wanted to see you and ask for a little help. I am very sick and have no place to go. I have no one to run to. Please help me. You should have thought about that before you wasted your life. Lano sneered at her. We don't owe you anything. Their girlfriends, sitting and enjoying in the luxurious sitting room, heard their noise at the door and stood up to check. What's going on here? One of them asked. It's this tattered looking old beggar. She's always coming here to beg for money. We have told her countless times to stop coming here, Lano said with anger. The ladies looked at Mama Lano with disdain and shouted at her. Old woman, go back to the street and beg. As you can see, does this place look like a slum? See the way you are smelling. Get out, they yelled on Mama Lano. Hey ladies, don't stress yourself at all. We can handle this. Please go back inside. The ladies eased on Abike and spat on her. Abike was speechless. She was just crying, not knowing what to say. The ladies left. Larry and Lano turned to their mother and gave her serious warning not to come back to them again. As they turned to leave, Abike fell to her knees, crying, Please, don't leave me. I have no one else. I am dying. I don't have money. I don't even have transport. Larry and Lano kicked their mother as they walked away, leaving their mother sobbing at the doorstep. Abike felt a sharp pain in her chest. She struggled to breathe, but managed to get up and walk away from the mansion. With a broken heart and nowhere else to turn, Abike decided to return to the village. The journey back was long and arduous. She had no money for transport fare and had to walk for miles. Her frail body barely able to keep moving. She slept on the side of the road, under trees, and in abandoned shacks. Hunger gnawed at her, and she often went days without food. Her clothes became more tattered, and her feet were covered in blisters. She wandered the streets, weak and disoriented, until she collapsed in an alleyway. A kind stranger found her and called for help. She was given food and water. The stranger was a lady called Sade. After Abike rested for a while, she asked her what happened to her. Abike explained all that happened, and the lady gave her some money to return back to the village. By the time Abike reached the village, she was a shadow of herself. She resumed her work at the market, but her health continued to deteriorate. She could no longer carry heavy loads and was forced to beg for food from the few kind-hearted villagers. One cold rainy night, as Abike huddled in a tiny dilapidated hut, there was a knock on her door. She opened it to find a young woman, drenched and shivering. Her name was Oyinda. Oyinda just finished an education college in the neighboring town, and she heard there is teaching job in Abike's town. Oyinda packed her bags, not knowing where she will lay her head, but was determined to look for means of survival after struggling for jobs for a while. Please, Mama, I am on a job search mission. I heard there is a teaching job here in this town, and I have nowhere to lay my head for the night. Can you help me? The lady asked, her voice trembling with desperation. Despite her own suffering, Abike's heart went out to the stranger. She invited her in and offered her the little food she had managed to scavenge that night. Thank you so much, Mama, Oyinda said, tears of gratitude streaming down her face. I don't know what I would have done without your kindness. Abike smiled weakly. It is nothing. We must help each other in times of need. The young lady stayed the night, and they shared stories of their hardship and struggles. The next morning, as Oyinda prepared to leave, Abike burst into tears. Oyinda, please stay here. I know this my home is not homely, but please stay. The last hours I spent with you is the best time I've had in a very long time. I am lonely and dying. Oyinda's eyes welled up with tears. You have a kind heart, Mama. I will never forget your generosity. I hope that life brings you some comfort and peace. I will stay with you and be your companion. Oyinda stayed with Abike and was able to get a teaching job in the village. Though the pay is little, but it was able to put food on their table. Oyinda took care of Abike like a mother, making sure she eats well and rests from doing hard work. Oyinda learned how to cook a lot of local delicacies from Abike that when she's cooking, neighbors would gather outside because of the aroma of food they perceived. One day, Mama Kemi came visiting, and Oyinda served her from the little food she made. This is so delicious, Oyinda. I've been hearing about your food in the village, and this proves it all. Why don't you open a food restaurant? You are going to do well in this business. Oyinda, with the help of Abike, listened to Mama Kemi, saved some money and started selling food. Abike taught her many more delicious local delicacies. From a small food restaurant, it became very big that people from neighboring town were trooping in just to eat from Oyinda's restaurant. Oyinda named her food canteen after Abike's name, Abike Food Canteen. Meanwhile, Larry and Lano totally forgot their mother, enjoying the city and millionaire life. They never looked back. Neither did they check on their mother. One day, Abike fell ill and was indoor for some days. Oyinda took care of her, feeding her and giving her herbs. At a point, Abike knew it was time for her to leave the earth. She called Oyinda to her side, holding her hands. Oyinda, you brought so much joy into my life at my lowest time. You took care of me like your own mother. You fed me. You clothed me. You are the daughter I never had. You are God sent. Thank you so much for taking care of me, Abike said, crying. Oyinda started crying at this point. Mama, why are you saying all this? I'm scared. I should thank you more, Mama. You are my angel. Oyinda, I think it's time for me to go, Abike said. Oh no, Mama, please, what are you saying? Oyinda exclaimed. As you take care of me, may your children take care of you. May you not know sorrow. May you not walk in vain. May you not suffer in vain. May God give you children who are kind. May God give you children who will know your words. May God give you a husband who will love you and be by your side always. May you not suffer like I suffer. Abike prayed for Oyinda, crying profusely. Amen, Mama, Oyinda said, crying profusely. But Mama, you will live long. You will not die now. Abike looked at Oyinda with love and care in her eyes and breathed her last. Oh no, Mama, please. Please, no, wake up, Mama. Wake up, Mama. Oyinda started crying and shouting. Mama Kemi and some of the neighbors rushed in and confirmed that Abike was dead. The whole village was cold and sad. Abike was a woman who dedicated her life to serve her children. She did not have much money, but would go out of her way to put food on their table. She gave them the education she never had. But these children were never there when she needed them the most. She was rejected and left alone to suffer till old age. Her children never took care of her. They were ashamed to show her off as their mother. Unfortunate Abike also married a man who was not responsible. He left her to toil day and night to feed their children and eventually left them to follow a strange woman. Abike's death spread through the village and people gathered in front of her dilapidated hut to cry. Her story was a sorrowful one. They gave her a simple but respectful burial, remembering her as a woman who had suffered greatly but had always shown kindness to others. Oyinda wept at Abike's grave, vowing to honor her memory by helping others in need. Abike's story spread through the village and beyond, a tale of a mother's love, relentless hardship, and the enduring power of compassion. Oyinda was forever grateful to Abike for setting her feet on the right path. Her business continued to grow and Abike was never forgotten. Oyinda was truly the daughter she never had. The news of Abike's death soon reached her sons. They came to the village to throw a very lavish burial party. They came with their rich friends in the city. The party was a very lavish one that the news spread throughout the village. The youths who witnessed how Abike suffered when she was alive murmured among themselves. She was not taken care of when she was alive, and now they are throwing this lavish party to celebrate what exactly? If she was given this money to eat and take care of herself, she would still be alive. They gathered themselves together and stormed the party, throwing stones and sharp objects. The party scattered. Larry and Lano and their guests ran for their lives. Guys, this is the end of the story. I hope you learnt a thing and you remember your parents today. Abike's relentless effort to provide for her children despite being abandoned by her husband underscore the sacrifices parents make for their children's well-being. Larry and Lano rejection of their mother despite her sacrifices highlights the importance of being grateful and respectful to one's parents. Their eventual regret serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of neglecting family bonds. The story shows our choices, such as how we treat others, can have long-lasting effect. Abike's sons choose to reject her, leading to lifelong regrets, while Abike chose to be kind, leading a legacy of compassion. Despite her own suffering, Abike showed kindness to a stranger in need. This illustrates the importance of helping others, no matter how dear our own circumstances might be. Remember your parents today. Call them, care for them, because a time is coming you would wish they are still here with you. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoy watching. Kindly hit the subscribe button, like, and also drop a comment. I would love to know where you are watching from. I will see you in another story. Till then, bye for now.